Tokyo, Japan, Ryogoku District, September 23, 1973, Thursday afternoon, 3:45 p.m. The air inside the dojo is thick with incense and tradition. 80 people pack a space that normally hosts private sumo demonstrations, but this afternoon there is no scheduled tournament or official event, only an encounter that has been whispered about for 2 weeks, an encounter that should not happen, an encounter that will become a buried legend or be denied forever. Bruce Lee, 1.70 m tall, 62 kilograms of compact muscle and reflexes that defy physics. The man who created Jeet Kune Do. The man revolutionizing Hollywood with a combat philosophy that transcends styles, stands at the center of a traditional Japanese dojo wearing simple black pants, barefoot on the tatami. His bare torso reveals the definition of every muscle, every fiber trained to explode into instant motion. He is not a sumo wrestler. He has never stepped into a professional dojo. He does not have the weight, the mass, or the body structure designed for this kind of confrontation, but he has something else, a reputation that has traveled from Hong Kong to Los Angeles and now reached Japan. Whispers that say size does not matter. Stories claiming he understands the human body in ways traditional fighters cannot comprehend. Across the dojo stands Takashi Yamamoto, 1.85 m tall, 150 kilograms of pure muscle mass and functional fat, a rising yokozuna, the highest rank in professional sumo. His body is a human mountain, thighs thick as tree trunks, a prominent belly hiding steel-like muscles, arms capable of knocking down a bull. He wears only the traditional mawashi, the sumo loincloth that is both uniform and weapon, his hair tied in the chanmichi, the characteristic topknot of sumo wrestlers. He is the embodiment of 2,000 years of Japanese tradition, and this afternoon he has issued a challenge no one expected. This afternoon he blocked Bruce Lee's path and spoke a sentence that echoed through the martial arts world. "Show me how a small man can move a mountain." It all began 3 days earlier at a dinner in a traditional restaurant in Shinjuku. Bruce was in Japan filming scenes for his next movie, giving demonstrations for producers and studying Japanese techniques. He was invited to dinner with masters of various martial disciplines, judo, karate, aikido, kendo, sumo. Takashi Yamamoto was there, sitting with the rigid, proud posture of a yokozuna. Conversation flowed with sake and mutual respect until someone mentioned Bruce's philosophy. "There are no superior styles," Bruce had said calmly but firmly. "Only superior practitioners. A 60 kilograms man can defeat a 150 kilograms man if he understands the principles." Takashi listened in silence, then placed his sake cup on the table with enough force to make everyone stop talking. "With all due respect, Lee-san," he said in a voice deep as a taiko drum, "sumo has existed for 2,000 years. We build our bodies to be immovable, to be roots driven into the earth. There is no technique capable of moving a mountain that does not want to be moved." There was no malice in his voice, only absolute certainty. The certainty of a man who has spent 20 years training his body to withstand the brute force of other 150 kilograms men trying to push him out of a circle. "If you believe size does not matter," Takashi continued, "prove it. 3 days from today. My dojo. You try to move me. I remain still, no fighting, no sumo techniques, just my body against yours. If you move me 1 meter, I will bow to you and admit I was wrong." The restaurant fell silent. Everyone looked at Bruce. This was not a combat challenge. It was worse. It was a challenge to the laws of physics, 62 kilograms versus 150 kilograms. A man trained in speed and precision against a human wall trained to be immovable. Bruce could have refused. No one would have judged him. The challenge was absurd by design, but Bruce simply inclined his head slightly. "I accept, Yamamoto-san, but I set one condition. If I move you, you allow me to try to push you." Takashi frowned. "Push me?" "Yes," Bruce replied. "Not with force, with principle, a push using what I understand about physics and the human body, and you remain standing without resisting." Takashi let out a deep laugh that echoed off the walls. "Deal. You may push me as many times as you want, Lee-san. I am immovable." Now, 3 days later, 80 witnesses pack Takashi's private dojo. Among them are sumo masters who have trained champions, karate sensei who have dedicated their lives to combat study, sports journalists who have covered tournaments for decades, and translators, because half the audience speaks Japanese and the other half English or Cantonese. The tatami has been laid out. The air is heavy with anticipation and incense burning at a Shinto altar in the corner of the dojo. Takashi stands at the center of the space, legs apart in a squat stance, feet firmly planted, arms crossed over his massive chest. He is immobile like a Buddha statue, his weight perfectly distributed through years of training, his center of gravity low, impossible to destabilize. Bruce Lee stands 3 meters away, barefoot, breathing calmly, his eyes fixed on Takashi with the intensity that made film directors uncomfortable. He is not analyzing an opponent, he is studying a puzzle. A referee, a retired sumo master, raises his hand. Lee-san has 3 attempts to move Yamamoto-san 1 meter. If he succeeds, Yamamoto-san will honor the agreement. Bruce nods. He walks slowly toward Takashi, studying every angle of the Yokozuna's body. He stops in front of him, close enough to feel the heat radiating from that human mountain. The difference is absurd. Bruce looks like a child next to an adult. He places his hands on Takashi's chest and pushes. Full force, explosive muscles. All the power that has knocked out men in competitions. Takashi does not move a centimeter. It is like pushing a concrete wall. The audience murmurs, some laugh nervously. Bruce steps back, takes a deep breath, and tries again. This time he lowers his center of gravity, places his shoulder against Takashi's belly, and pushes with his legs, pure force, basic wrestling technique. Takashi sways slightly, just slightly, but his feet remain planted. Bruce steps back again, sweat beginning to shine on his forehead. Third attempt. He tries to grab from behind, apply leverage, use physics. Nothing. Takashi is a human anchor, 150 kilograms of mass trained to resist forces far greater than what 62 kilograms can generate. Bruce stops and breathes. The audience falls into an uncomfortable silence. Some feel pity, others satisfaction at seeing Western arrogance confronted by Japanese tradition. Bruce looks at Takashi. You won this part, Yamamoto-san. Takashi nods respectfully. Now it is your turn, Bruce continues. Takashi spreads his arms. His posture relaxes completely. I am ready, Lee-san. Push me without fighting as agreed. Bruce does not move immediately. He walks around Takashi, one full circle, observing the audience watching in confusion. What is he doing? For 30 seconds Bruce simply studies Takashi's feet, knees, hips, weight distribution, spinal curvature, shoulders. Finally, he stops in front of the Yokozuna. You built your body to be immovable, Bruce says calmly, to resist horizontal force, to not be pushed backward or sideways. Takashi frowns. Yes. But, Bruce continues, and something in his voice makes the audience lean forward. You did not build your body to resist what it does not expect. Bruce steps closer, not directly in front, slightly to the side. His hands position themselves strangely, not on Takashi's shoulders, not on his chest. One hand goes to the right hip, the other to the back of the left knee, precise surgical positioning. The audience murmurs in confusion. This does not look like a push. Takashi remains still, confident. He does not understand what Bruce plans, but it does not matter. He is a mountain. Mountains do not move. Then Bruce moves. But it is not a push, it is a wave. A movement that starts in Bruce's feet, travels through his hips, explodes through his shoulders, and transfers through his hands in a vector that is not horizontal. It is diagonal, upward, rotational. The hand on Takashi's hip pushes up and to the left. The hand behind the knee pulls down and to the right. Simultaneous, instantaneous, impossible to anticipate. Takashi's body does not know how to respond. He has trained for 20 years to resist horizontal force, to plant his feet and remain immovable against frontal pushes. But this is not a frontal push. This is applied geometry, the physics of angular momentum. Bruce's hand on the hip lifts Takashi's center of gravity, while the hand behind the knee removes support. For a fraction of a second, Takashi's 150 kilograms are unbalanced. His left foot loses contact with the ground, his body rotates involuntarily, and then Bruce's explosive force, 62 kilograms of muscle trained to generate maximum power over minimal distance, releases through the perfect vector. Takashi is not pushed. He is thrown. His massive body flies through the air, literally flies. It is not a stumble, not a controlled fall, it is an aerial launch. 150 kilograms of professional yokozuna travel 3 meters before landing on his back with an impact that shakes the tatami and makes the Shinto altar tremble. Silence. Absolute. 80 people frozen. No one breathes. No one blinks, trying to process what they have just witnessed, trying to understand how a 62 kilograms man has just thrown a 150 kilograms professional yokozuna 3 meters through the air like a child. This defies everything, all known physics, all combat logic. Cannot be real. But it happened. Takashi lies on his back on the tatami, eyes wide, mouth open, trying to comprehend what his body has just experienced. He did not feel brute force. He felt disconnected, as if someone had cut the cables connecting his brain to his legs. 1 second he was rooted, the next he was flying. Bruce remained standing where he was, breathing calm. The referee approaches Takashi. "Yamamoto-san, are you all right?" Takashi does not respond. He is processing 20 years of training that told him his body was immovable. Slowly he sits up, then stands, looks at Bruce. For the first time he has no certainty. Bruce offers his hand. Takashi accepts it. "You were right, Yamamoto-san," Bruce says. "You are immovable against force, but I did not use force, I used understanding of the human body. You trained muscles, posture, base, but you cannot train the automatic reflexes of the nervous system. When your brain detects a fall, it stops sending force to the feet, you lose your roots for milliseconds. In that instant, pure physics takes control. It does not matter that you weigh 150 kilograms. If the body does not know where the ground is, you fly." Takashi exhales deeply. "That was Jeet Kune Do," Bruce finishes. "It is not about being stronger. It is about understanding what the body cannot control." Takashi remains silent, then before 80 witnesses bows deeply, the full bow of a yokozuna recognizing a master. The audience erupts into applause and heated debate. "It was a trick," someone shouts. "Yamamoto let him do it," protests another. But the sumo masters present, men who have trained champions for decades and deeply understand the physics of combat, remain in absolute silence, because they saw something extraordinary with their own eyes. They saw the impossible executed with surgical precision. Bruce Lee does not stay for questions, does not give interviews. He simply bows respectfully to Takashi and the masters present and walks toward the exit. The crowd parts with reverence. Some touch his shoulder in admiration. He disappears into the Tokyo evening. Takashi stays longer in the dojo speaking with the sports journalists who managed to enter. He tells the story he will repeat for the rest of his life. "Bruce Lee pushed me once. I did not feel brute force. I felt the ground completely disappear beneath me. That small man possesses deep knowledge that goes far beyond pure physical strength. He understands what our bodies cannot consciously control. But the world will never fully believe the story. It will be told but distorted. Martial artists will repeat it like gospel. Bruce Lee's students will swear it happened, but the official sumo community will question it. They will say it was staged, that Takashi allowed it. Why? How can a 62 kilograms man throw a 150 kilograms yokozuna 3 meters through the air? It defies logic, defies everything sumo teaches about mass and weight. Cannot be real, except that it was. 80 witnesses saw it, and Takashi Yamamoto felt it. For the rest of his life, whenever someone asks him who the most impressive opponent was, he gives the expected answers, other yokozuna legendary champions. But in private conversations, in quiet moments with true students, he tells the truth. Bruce Lee. One push. I flew 3 meters and learned that strength is not everything.